Hi, this is Chick Shane Mosley, and you're watching True School Sports.
All right.
It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, this was quite interesting at the weekend. For those of you who did watch the live between Gallo Estrada and Chocolatito for the third fight, you may remember this moment in the live where they interviewed Jesse Bam Rodriguez about, his upcoming plans, his move down from 115 to 112, his upcoming fight with Christian Gonzalez, and most notably, was there ever talks between him making a fight happen with Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez? Because that's a fight that I think would have been great for the lower weight classes. Roman Gonzalez has been the cash cow of these weight classes for the, better part of more than half a decade now. Bam Rodriguez seems to be the guy that's on the up and up with the stock shooting through the roof this year, and that would have been looked at to be a really interesting fight, kind of like a passing of the torch type of occasion. And he had an interesting response about what happened with that fight. Now, here's what Bam Rodriguez stated. He stated the following, and I quote, we've talked about it before between me and Tekken Promotions. It's a very hard fight to make just because we deal with the same promoter, Mr. Honda. Like I said, it would be a hard fight to make. We respect each other to the fullest, and it's a fight that's very hard to make. Now, that's a very vague comment from Bam Rodriguez. There's not a whole lot in that. But, man, we got to take that comment for what it is at face value because we don't know all the details. Bam Rodriguez look like he don't want no smoke. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. In the whole history of boxing, if someone can please name me a time where we've heard something like this, let me know. But in the whole history of boxing, I have never heard a fighter, I've never heard another fighter say, I can't fight another fighter because we work with the same promoter. I've heard fighters say we can't fight another guy because he's with a different promoter, he's with a different network, he's with a different entity in the sport of boxing, but never because they're with the same promoter. So, listen, I've met Bam Rodriguez in person. I've heard it. I along with Sean Tittel of Fight Hype, asked him back in March about this fight happening before Roman Gonzalez even fought Julio Cesar Martinez, and he seemed very keen on that fight back then. And I'm sure. Look, I gotta be led to believe that deep down I want to believe the best in Bam that he is keen on the fight happening, but I'm struggling to maintain that belief when I read these comments because the way it sounds, it's one of only two things. Listen, it's one of only two things. So either A, he don't want no smoke with Roman Gonzalez, or B, Tekken Promotions doesn't want him to fight Roman Gonzalez for whatever the case may be. Maybe they just don't want them fighting each other. Maybe they don't think Bam could beat him yet, and they still think Roman Gonzalez, even at his advanced age of 35, even after, not really looking the best in the first 6 rounds of a Gallo fight, maybe they still don't think Bam could beat Roman Gonzalez. And I don't blame them because after what we saw against Israel Gonzalez, I can't blame them. I still think Roman Gonzalez beat Bam Rodriguez. Truthfully, let me see. When was the last time Roman Gonzalez legitimately lost a fight? Roman Gonzalez ain't legitimately lost a fight in about going on 5 years now. He ain't legitimately lost a fight since the second Rungvisai fight. Everything else that's a loss is BS on his resume. Anybody who can be honest with themselves and objective knows that. So with that being said, it's a tall task because, one thing about that fight stylistically is that Bam Rodriguez, he's got good footwork. He loves to pivot and turn around fighters. But however, one thing about Roman Gonzalez is that he can turn with him. Roman Gonzalez is he's a master at parrying punches and creating punching angles. He could punch with Bam, and as we saw, even at 35, Roman Gonzalez is a fighter that gets better as the fight goes on. And can Bam Rodriguez handle that? I'm not so sure. I think Bam is a very good fighter. I think Bam is a really good fighter actually. But I still think there's a lot of questions to be answered, and we're not going to really get those questions fully answered until he fights top creme de la creme guys who are not too pat. I don't know. I don't want to throw salt on his wins because he had some great wins this year, and I gave him full credit for those. But what I'm saying is, you know, Bam versus Sonny Edwards, Bam versus Junto, or Bam versus Chocolatito. Those are 3 fights right there where I think we'll get much more insight into just how good Bam Rodriguez is. So, you know, listen, it's a tough fight. I think right now, if they fought, people may think I'm crazy and they might think I'm just being a Chocolatito fanboy, but no, I would say Bam Rodriguez versus Roman Gonzalez right now is still a 50-50 fight. And I think Roman Gonzalez is more than capable of beating a Bam Rodriguez. But, you know, it just that just doesn't sound encouraging. Like how do you guys want me to take that? Because I can sit here and I can talk shit and say, oh, well, Bam is ducking Roman Gonzalez and all these kind of things. And I'm not going to lie to you, I kind of want to, because people have been, you know, talking shit all this year to me about how Bam will do this and Bam will do that. But I don't hear this kind of language from Roman Gonzalez about Bam Rodriguez, because Roman Gonzalez will fight anybody. His resume proves that. His career proves that. His willingness to continuously challenge himself, even sometimes against his own best self-interest, shows us that. So the onus ain't on Roman Gonzalez. The onus is on Bam to show the ambition that he wants to be great and that he wants to fight someone like a Roman Gonzalez. But you know, take it how you want to take it. But I don't think Bam Rodriguez is eager to fight Roman Gonzalez. You know, and if he is, and I'm misinterpreting him, then please, the next time he's asked in an interview, could he please just sound more adamant? Could he sound like, hey, I want to fight this guy? You know, could he at least say like, okay, the fight's difficult, but I'm willing to go through those difficulties to make it happen. Like saying that fight's difficult and we went through all these difficulties, like it just sounds like you don't want the fight and you ducking the smoke. That's what it sounds like. Now, if he said the fight's been very difficult, it's been very tough, and it's been very frustrating, but I'm still willing to go through those difficulties to make the fight. If he said something like that, then I can say, okay, look at Bam Rodriguez, you know, showing the world that he's not ducking no smoke and he wants to challenge, you know, one of the top guys in the weight class and try to get that name on his resume, because getting that name on his resume will do a lot for his career and him moving forward. So, yeah. That's the news. Bam Rodriguez saying he can't fight Roman Gonzalez because they got the same promoter. Normally it's because fighters got different promoters, but he's saying they got the same promoter, so they can't fight because they team Tekken all day. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe, and like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care.
True School Sports. He's the truth. One of the best YouTube. The best.
Ooh, the number one.
Number one.
Brandon, you've been there, man, and you're building up a good following with us.
Thank you.
And I'm proud to be a part of what you're doing, too. You are spectacular. And
you know,
thank you, man. All the best to True School Boxing, and keep up the good work.